In today's lesson, we're going to learn some ways you can make reading and understanding articles easier for you. Let me introduce you to Fumi. Fumi is 39 years old and recently immigrated to the US with her husband. Her husband is a paramedic and Fumi has always wanted to help people. She worked as a receptionist in her home country, but is very unsure of her English. She wants to find employment, but has had a difficult time understanding the information she finds. Fumi needs to work on improving her reading comprehension. But what exactly is reading comprehension? Reading comprehension is how much you understand of what you are reading. While that may sound simple, it requires you to learn skills and to practice them. Reading comprehension is an intentional and active process that occurs before, during, and after a person reads a particular piece of writing. And the more focused your attention, the more you'll understand. Fumi has done some searching on the internet and found that a new hospital is opening nearby and looking to hire. Searching through the job postings, she finds one that might be right for her, medical receptionist. She wants to find more information about medical receptionists to see if she should apply. When you read an article or selection of text, you can make the most of it by using before, during, and after reading comprehension strategies to help you understand what you are reading. Before you begin, you want to know your purpose for reading and start by scanning the text. During reading, you'll be checking to see if you're understanding the material. And finally, after you read, you'll summarize the text and revisit your purpose for reading and reflect on what you read. Let's begin with pre-reading strategies. You, the reader, should think of a purpose or a reason for why you are reading, and be on the lookout for that information in the articles you choose. Setting a purpose for reading also helps you activate what you already know about the topic. This will help you better understand the text and provide reasons for choosing one article over another. Think about Fumi's purpose. What is she looking for, and why is it important? Well, we know she wants to find a job and that there's an opening for medical receptionists nearby. She also needs to know what is required before she applies to see if she's qualified for the job. These are called prerequisites, and Fumi is going to need to make sure she meets them. Thinking about her purpose can help her narrow her search and give her a better idea of what to look for. Scanning the text before reading helps the reader identify how the text is organized. It helps you look for any text features that will help you understand what you are reading. Text features to look out for when scanning the text include titles, subtitles, words that are bolded, italicized, or underlined, bullet points and lists, and pictures or charts. Looking for these features will allow you to get a quick idea of whether the article is worth reading or if you should move on and spend your time on more relevant selections. Now, we will move on to during reading strategies. These strategies will help you understand the text as well as help you make connections with information you already know. Remember, the key is to stay focused on what you're reading. Oftentimes, an article will be divided into small sections, and you, the reader, can use this to your advantage. Look for subtitles or section headings, carefully read the information in those sections, and only move on to the next section if you have a good understanding of what you read. After reading a section, make sure to stop and check to see if you understand what you read. You should be able to determine important details for each section of the article. Make connections between the important ideas of the different text sections. Integrate or mix in what you already know about the topic with new ideas you've learned. And ask yourself questions about what you've read to see if you need to clarify anything. This is a great way to help you group up different parts of the article, making it easier to read and understand, all while increasing your comprehension of the article as a whole. Next, we will talk about some post-reading strategies you can use to make sure everything you read and learned will stick with you. You can see if you really understand the text by trying to summarize it, or to say in your own words what you read in the article. You, the reader, should reflect on the new ideas or new information you learned from the text. Take some time to summarize what you learned in this video so far. This will be useful in deciding if you have a good understanding of the lesson or if you need to revisit some of the strategies that still aren't clear. After reading, you can even try to extend on what you've read and learned by thinking about how this new information fits into real-world situations that might affect your life or employment opportunities. This is called contextualizing. Lastly, you should revisit the initial purpose for reading your selection. This will help you determine any questions you may have remaining, and you can reread any section of the article that you might have found particularly useful or that you want to understand better. Now, you can decide whether more information is needed about the subject or if the article met your purpose. So, Fumi continued to use her reading comprehension strategies on a few more articles about becoming a medical receptionist. Once she was confident that she understood enough about the duties of a medical receptionist and determined that she was qualified, she applied. And she got the job. Like Fumi, you can use these before, during, and after reading strategies to help you read and understand articles too. And hopefully, with your newfound knowledge, you'll be able to find success in the workforce, just like Fumi.